Good morning, everybody. Aloha. Welcome to Law Across the Sea. My name is Mark Shklov, and I am the host of this program. And I've been practicing law in Hawaii for about 40 years. And many of the types of matters that I handle are in international law for international clients and lawyers from other countries, and matters that come up with foreign law. One of the things that I've learned is that although there are many people and issues that try to keep us apart around the world, there's many things that we share in common, many things that really bring us together. So that's one of the purposes of this program, is to talk about those things, law across the sea, to talk with people about matters involving law and clients and human beings and their lives in law. Today, I have a guest from Shanghai, China. And the name of today's episode is Aina on the Aina. And my guest is Juemin Gao. And ni hao. Welcome.
Ni hao.
Welcome.
Aloha.
Aloha, yes, very good. Aina has been here for about 6 weeks in a visiting law program that has been facilitated very greatly by Roger Epstein and the Cades law firm. And one of the first things that Aina learned when she came here was her name, Aina, is also a Hawaii name. So how did you learn that? It's also a Hawaii word, Aina. The Aina.
Yes, it was told by Roger. He is so kind, and I think he is the first one told me that Aina has the Hawaii special meaning, that it means the land. So you see, I'm happy because you see, I think I have already had a Hawaii connection. Yeah, many years ago.
You think you're meant to be here?
Yes, I think maybe. Yeah. I see.
You kind of adopted the name Aina, right?
Yes, this name is chosen by myself at random because I think this name is easy to remember. And also easy to spell. Yes, just yeah. So 3 characters. Yeah.
Now a lot of my Chinese friends choose names that are not their Chinese names, and they use those names. Why did they do that? A lot of my Chinese lawyer friends, they choose names that are more English.
I think because first, it is kind of interesting. You have an English name, and which can chosen by yourself, not just by your parents. This is one of the reasons. I think the other reason is that if you have English name, it will get you closer to your foreign friends, because you know, in China, like me, when I get to a foreign country, it kind of a little bit hard for us to remember the foreigner's name. So it is the same way. If the foreigners remember the Chinese name, it will be difficult for them to remember. But if you have an English name, it will be easy to remember. And I think also it is an easy way to build the relationship for both sides, and easy to make friends. Yeah. So that is the reason.
Okay, and I think that's probably generally the idea behind it from other Chinese lawyers that I met. Now, what is your Chinese name, your first name?
My first name is Juemin. Yeah.
Juemin, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I wish sometime somebody would give me a Chinese name too.
Yes.
But don't do it right now.
I can think for you.
Okay, well, look. So
Yeah.
you're a lawyer in Shanghai, right?
Yes.
And did you grow up in Shanghai? Is that your hometown, or?
Yes, I
And-
grew up in Shanghai. I was born in Shanghai. I grew up in Shanghai, and I study in Shanghai. I take my law school in Shanghai, and I also practice in Shanghai. Yeah.
Okay. So, what is Shanghai like? What type of a city is Shanghai? Compare it a little bit to Honolulu. What's the?
I think currently Shanghai is kind of metropolitan. What you will find that Shanghai has a lot of high buildings, really modern. Yes, and I also think that you will find it is kind of cities that have many foreigners. Yes, currently we find that many foreigners will come to Shanghai. Yeah, it's a kind of like a kind of a center for the foreigners, and also Shanghai is a kind of a financial center of China. So many people, it is a real big city. I think if we take a mainland city of U.S., for example, maybe it's a kind of like New York, but it is modern. Yes, it is more modern. So so that is for Shanghai. Yeah.
I know that Shanghai has changed quite a bit over the last
Yes,
few years.
definitely.
How long have you been practicing law in Shanghai?
I have been practicing law for 16 years.
16 years.
Yes,
I see.
yes.
And you went to school in Shanghai, and before you became a lawyer, you went to college
Yes.
in Shanghai and
Yes.
law school.
Yeah.
So what's the process to become a lawyer in China? And in other words, what type of education do you need, and what type of steps do you have to take if you want to become a lawyer in China?
Yes, I can give you a general idea because just these days, recently, there's a new reform for the procedures. So there will be some different way deal with it. But previously, we just needed to take the college. And then you have the degree of the college, and then you I think the most important thing that you need to take part in the what is called that is the United Judicial Examination. You need to pass the examination.
Okay, so wait. Now, do you go to law school too, or just college? Is there college and law school, or is it just college?
Okay. I explain to you. Previously, I think it is enough you go to college. Yeah, there's the law school college and also the college for the other subjects. In China, it's kind of different from your ways. You have the U.S. have the college and then have the graduate school for law school.
Right.
So law school is kind of a graduate school,
right.
undergraduate school. But in China, law school is in the college. Yeah, you also can have the undergraduate school, but also the law school in college.
Well, how many years is that? I mean,
4 years.
so after 4 years
Yeah.
of college,
Yeah.
law school,
Yes.
you can become a lawyer?
Yes. And also, if you don't have the 4 years college study, yes, you may have the degree of medical or something else, even the literature. Yeah, you also can take the exam. But currently, new rules set
I see.
there. You see, like if you have the law school degree in the college, okay, you can be a lawyer. You can participate in the unified judicial examination. But if you are not have the degree of the law school in the college, you just have the other degrees for the in the laws.
I
In the
see.
college, you cannot. You must have a kind of undergraduate education background. Then you can apply.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you go to college for 4 years.
Yes.
And you get your law degree.
Yes.
And then, is that right?
Yes,
and then
right.
You take,
Perfect,
so
right.
I still, in America, I still have 3 more years to go to school, but you can take
Yeah,
your, you can
that
take your
is
exam.
that is a big difference
Yeah.
between China and the U.S.
Okay,
Yeah.
but then you can take your unified law exam.
Yes.
Is that for all of China?
Yes.
So everybody in China who wants to become a lawyer takes the same exam?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, and then what happens if you pass?
Pass, and then you need to find a law firm to be as an intern for at least 1 year, and after 1 year, then you apply to have the lawyer license with the local bar association, and there will be interviews, mandatory courses, and you also need to provide your diaries as a law firm interns.
Diaries.
Yeah,
So you have to. So you keep a diary
Yeah.
of what you're doing as a lawyer, and you have to show that to the bar association.
You should show that to the bar association. But this is the current rules. When I was the new one, I don't need to do this. But currently, they need to do this. Yeah.
Well,
in Shanghai, I don't know. Maybe in the other provinces, they will use the other kinds of procedures.
Okay, but let me ask you. You know, we have this attorney-client thing here. We don't tell anybody what we're doing. In your diaries, what do you write in your diaries? What's it about? Do you talk about client matters, or do you talk about just your experiences?
It's experience. What do you do today? And
I see.
what do you see? What do you think? Kind
Okay.
of things,
And
but we're not involved too much things.
So it's just like a training
yes.
device, and to get your experiences of what you've been doing, and then do you
let
have
you
this,
think, and let you observe.
and you have 1 year,
Yes.
and 1 year they give you assignments, and do you deal with clients at all, or do you sit in?
I think just sitting, because we would think that just have the legal knowledge is not enough. You cannot meet with your clients alone, because you cannot deal with the things properly, and that will make the law firm have kinds of risks with the clients. So we will not allow that. So usually it's just sit and observe.
Okay, so you go through 1 year. You have college 4 years, you take the exam, you apply to a law firm, and you go 1 year as an intern, trainee.
Yes.
And then you, what do you do then? Then if you pass everything, then
you can be a lawyer.
And the bar association is in charge of that? In your case, the Shanghai bar?
But yes, the Shanghai Bar Association will run the procedures. Yes, when you apply, he will run the procedures. Then they will give you will get an kind of certificate of the license. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, you know, that's much different from what we do here. Although some similarities, but I still think there's a lot of things we have in common, and we'll talk a little bit more about that.
Yes, you are definitely right.
We're going to take a break right
Okay.
now. And Aina, Aina, you were meant to be here.
Yes.
Because your name is Aina.
Yes.
So you were meant to be here on the land with us.
Yes, you see the connection.
Okay, all right. So we're going to take a little break, and we'll be right back.
Okay.
Welcome to thinktechhawaii.com. This is Johnson Choi, your host. The topic is Asia in Review. We do it on monthly basis on Thursday at 11 o'clock. Be sure to check the schedule. See you.
Hello, I'm Marianne Sasaki. Welcome to Think Tech Hawaii, where some of the most interesting conversations in Honolulu go on. I have a show on Wednesdays from 1 to 2 called Life in the Law, where we discuss legal issues, politics, governmental topics, and a whole host of issues. I hope you'll join me.
Hello, I'm Patrick Bratton. I'm the host of Global Connections. I'm also a professor at Hawaii Pacific University, and my show and some of the other things that we do is shows off the collaboration that we have between Think Tech Hawaii and Hawaii Pacific University. So I look forward to seeing you and talking with you about a lot of issues dealing with Hawaii, the United States, and the world. Thank you very much.
Okay, we are back with Aina Gao from Shanghai, China. And good to see you again. And now, I want to ask you, what you've been here for 6 weeks in a visiting law program.
Yes.
How's it been? Did you like it? And
I liked it.
what have you found out about Americans? What have you found out? Are we like Chinese at all? Is there anything in common that we have, or are we too far apart? Are we always going to be squabbling with each other? Or what do you think? What do you think?
I think U.S. and China have lots of in common. In fact, I think we are the same person. Yeah. Generally speaking, for one reason that I think we all want law. We all want justice. Yeah, so the goal is the same. Second, I think, yes, as lawyers, we all want to protect our clients' interest or our clients' rights. And we are dedicated to the cases. Yeah, so we're kind of the same person. And thirdly, I think, yes, you think I may have some kinds of misconception of Americans. I think maybe they don't like work so much. You see, most of the people will say that Chinese people work days. They don't want to have vacations. But currently here, having the 6 weeks experience, I see we all the same. We all work harder. Yes. How can I know? Because I see the lawyers in case and Mark yourself worked overtime, worked on the vacations. Not just so easy to say that I have my day vacation and the weekend I never work. Not the case. And yes, why I can say this? We are same because in China, lawyers work days, weekends, and on the vacations. We work overtime. We work really late in the night. So that is the same thing we shares. So that is a common things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, and so lawyers in both countries seem to have share some of the same feelings, and same desires, and same goals, and same work habits.
Yes.
So we're not so far apart, but a lot of people will try to say things in the newspapers, maybe in both countries. What have you found out about people in Hawaii? Just not necessarily lawyers, but people compared to China. Are we similar? Do we share things in common? Are we much different?
I think people are similar. Yes, but maybe Hawaii people are much better, I think, because you are so, the Hawaii people are so friendly. Yeah, and I think a very important characteristic is that Hawaii people are really, I think, they consider for the other peoples. When you cross the road, you find so many drivers. They will wait for you. Yeah, so polite and so considerate. And I also think that is a kind of way think for the others. That is really important because if you can think for the others, you can cooperate with others.
Is that also a Chinese trait?
Yes, we are taught to have kinds of trait, but currently situation kinds of different because the education want the children to compete with each other fully, fiercely. So sometimes when you compete, you may lose such valuable traits. But you see, compete is important, compete is important, but I think collaborating with each other, cooperation is also important. So that is, I see, we may share in same, but sometimes different. So that is
one thing I've noticed about my Chinese friends is that they have a strong sense of family and family values.
You are right. Yes.
And, in your life, what's that like? And do you have, where are your, do you see your parents a lot, or what's?
Oh, you are right. I live with my parents. Yes, family is really important in China. We usually live with each other, or we live really close to each other. In China, adults like me, under these ages, we still need our parents' help. Yeah, they help me to take care of my children. Yeah, and it is really helpful. And sometimes maybe you also will need their help for your work. So our family is really important for every Chinese citizens. Sometimes if they lack of the parent help, life is not so easy for most of the Chinese. Yes.
Were your parents happy that you became a lawyer? Did they help you, or what did they give you any advice about becoming a lawyer? Or when, tell me when you thought you wanted to become a lawyer, and the process within your family to become a lawyer.
My parents are happy for me to be a lawyer. Yes, because they think a lawyer may be powerful and an expert. People like you have the career for being expert, but they don't do too much in deciding my choice for the career
So
for
you
lawyer.
chose yourself.
I chose by myself. Yeah.
And did they support you, or did they?
They support me.
Okay.
Yeah. Chinese parents will do everything for their children. If they think it is right, they do everything for them. Yes,
Okay.
it's really, really helpful.
Okay. Now, in your practice, what type of law do you practice? What type of a lawyer are you?
I think the types of cases what I deal with are relatively broad. I call it civil cases.
Civil cases.
Yes, I can split it into two parts: civil and commercial cases. One is for the business. Yes, that is kind of things you don't need to go to the court. The other is litigation. Yeah, and for the business, you may draft documents for your clients, and you also may need to set rules for your clients' companies, and also you may do some investigation to see whether there's the risks for the companies and how to rule it to get rid of the risks. And as for litigation, usually the disputes involve contracts. Yes, a lot of violation of contracts, and also will have the shareholder disputes. Yeah, sometimes it will be a really tough one when a company encounters situations that losing control of his company. Yeah, so such kinds of cases I deal with.
Now, are your clients mostly Chinese, or always Chinese, or do you have any foreigners like Americans as clients, or what type of clientele do you have?
Most of the clients are the Chinese clients or the Chinese company clients, but I have some foreign company clients. some cases, I think most of the cases are for the shareholder disputes because they may have the joint venture with a Chinese company, and they have different ideas about management or the other things. So then they have the disputes for their shareholders. The other is kinds of cases intellectual trade disputes because many foreign countries, foreign companies, they may have a lot of intellectual trade contracts, such things, transactions with the Chinese companies. And then if there's the problem with the contract or the transaction, so I will be some kinds of the lawyers to represent the foreign companies. Foreign company. So that is the situation. Yes, I engage myself as a lawyer for the foreign company.
Okay, let me ask you, what type of, how do we in Hawaii, how do we in Hawaii attract big investment from China? How do we make ourselves attractive? Or should we? Or what do we do? Or are we? What's the relationship for Chinese to Hawaii? How can we attract that type of business?
I think currently it seems to me is a real estate investment because Chinese would like to invest real estate because they think it is the most secure way to invest. So I think currently the biggest attraction is real estate. But if you can provide them the other kinds of projects that seems have the future or make great profits, I think Chinese also will consider that. And currently, I think someone are considering that maybe a kind of thing called medical care. Maybe it has a future. It seems it has a future.
So like you bring Chinese to America for medical attention, medical care. Is that what you mean? Or
maybe invest kinds of
treatments?
Industry of medical care, medical treatment. Yes, I think medical care is a really new idea, a concept. It may be a kind of new thing and has the future. People are seeking the new way to make profit.
Let me ask you one question, but you have to give me a very short answer.
Okay.
Aina from the Aina. What have you learned from being in Hawaii?
Oh, I think being in Hawaii is that two things. One thing is you should know the history. Yeah, I know a little bit. I cannot say much. Mark is so kind, taught me history, and I think history is really interesting. Yes, King Kamehameha. Yeah, something about him, how to establish the kingdom. Yeah, such things. The other thing is that I think you should like the surf. You should like the wave of Hawaii. That is really the true thing about Hawaii. In Shanghai, we have a lot of pressures, and people cannot find a way to get rid of their pressure. They cannot find a way how to do. But in Hawaii, when you go to the beach, I see lawyers. They are occupied all the time from Monday to Friday. But when they on the weekend, they run to the sea. Yeah.
To get a break.
Get a break on a surf. Oh, I think that is life. That is life means.
Well, look.
Yeah.
I know you leave tomorrow for Shanghai.
Yes.
And so we hope that you will come back.
Yes,
and see
I
us
will
again
come back.
And enjoy the sea and the surf.
Yes,
And thank you. Sheshe, thank you very much for being here today.
thank you too. I'm honored to be in Hawaii. It is a really valuable and a good experience for me. Yes, I
Okay.
learned a lot.
All right. All
Okay.
right. Goodbye. Good night. Thank you very much.